Wowverse. We got an interesting topic for today to talk about, that's for sure. For those of you that don't know, right, there is a new Marvel film coming out, which is the new Captain America 4, Brave New World. I personally feel like the film is unnecessary just because I don't really see why we need another Captain America film. And sure enough, I was right, because for those of you that don't know, the film has gone through extensive reshoots. The budget is over $400 million. I doubt that they're going to make back that money, especially with what just happened recently. The film has been rumored to have been originally over 2 hours and like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Then they reshot it because of leaks about bad screenings, and then they reshot it multiple times, and now it's down to a point where it's less than 2 hours. I heard that it's rumored to be like an hour and like 40 to 50 minutes. That's what I heard. So yeah, it's already not really doing that well. But regardless of that though, as an actor, as any actor, right, you do your best to promote the film, right? Because you want the film to succeed in the best way that it can. So as an actor, right, you go and you do promotion, you do interviews, you do Q&As, you go to film festivals, you know, you maybe you give your 2 cents on why it was an opportunity to do this and that. Absolutely, you know, actors do that all the time. This is nothing new. For this film, the lead actor, Anthony Mackie, decided, hey, I'm gonna go to a film festival or an early screening of the film, which is what is seen in this video. And he starts, I believe he's doing either Q&As or maybe the film had ended or maybe it's before the film. I'm not sure, because in this clip, right, it doesn't really justify when this takes place. It's a very small clip. The clip that I'm talking about is about only 1 minute and 13 seconds. But in the clip, right, Anthony Mackie has the microphone. He's giving a statement talking about the film. And then he starts talking about the character of Captain America. And then he starts talking about what the character represents, which to an extent, I'm like, okay. But then he says something that was so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so mindless that and so ignorant. I was just like, what the hell is he talking about? I was really debating on making this because I was just like, look, I really don't want to get into a political type of discussion here. I try to take politics outside of my videos as much as possible because there's enough of that going on out there already, you know what I mean? And when it comes down to here, luckily, it's not necessarily about that to an extent, but it's mainly about the subject of like, should celebrities give their opinions on certain things that they really don't know nothing about, you know, because it is a very annoying thing that happens out there, and I will get more into that later. But what I want to do first is that I want to basically react to the clip. It's only 1 minute and 13 seconds. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts as we go along, because a lot of what he was saying here was just, I just couldn't believe what was coming out of his mouth. All right, here we go.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, you know, America should be one of those representations. Like, it's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable. You know, it's kind of...
Look how he hesitates. Look how he's struggling to even finish his statement. It's like, you know what that's saying? You don't really know what you're saying until you say it out loud. It's like that. It's like he caught himself and he was like, and yeah, like, I don't really think Captain America really represents America. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm just like, bro, like, what are you, for you to even say it like that, America. Okay, so, multiple things right now. One, if that's really how you feel about the character of Captain America, then why are you the character? Why are you having your own solo movie at this point, finally, right? And then this is what you say? You finally have a standalone movie as the main character of Captain America, who represents America. It's in the name. And he represents everything and anything other than America. It's like me saying, you know what, it's an honor to be playing Superman, but I just want to make this more than clear. You know, Superman represents a lot of things, but super isn't one of them. You're gonna look at me like, what? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Then why are you playing Superman? You know what I mean? That's literally how it sounds. It's insulting because the character of Captain America, it's like a statement like that, you might as well have said that to Stan Lee and see what he would have said, because he created that character specifically because of what was going on in World War II. His first comic book issue was an image of Captain America punching Adolf Hitler. He was representing the USA, so what the hell are you talking about, bro? I just don't understand that mindset. I really don't get that. And you know, this discussion really sparks up a lot of controversy because it really gives you the mindset of like, see, this is why I don't take what celebrities say so seriously, mainly because they come off as entitled when they say things like this. Do you not realize that you're in the position of where you're at right now because of the USA, because of America? You're playing a character named Captain America, so I don't know what you're talking about with that. And it's like he caught himself and he's like, you know what I mean? And there is more to say here, so I'm just gonna play the rest of it because I think afterwards he tries to give an explanation to what he said, or it even kind of comes off a little bit like he's changing the subject a little bit. But yeah, let's continue.
Like an aspect of a dream coming true. You know, when I was a kid, you know, all of us as actors, I believe, want to get back to that day before someone told you no. When you look out your door and you see a 5-year-old kid with a stick and he's slaying dragons to save the princess in the tower, that kid really believes there are dragons out there. That stick is really a sword and he's really trying to save that princess. And then one day somebody told him, no, there are no dragons, that's not a sword, and that princess is not there. And all of his little dreams were dashed. So, you know, as an actor, I feel like our job is to get back to the day where we see that dragon and we slay that dragon to save that princess. And that's kind of what this movie was for me.
I don't really know what the hell he's talking about. I really don't get that whole concept of the stick with the dragon and him trying to rescue the princess by slaying the dragon and the stick isn't a sword and then now it is. I think what he's trying to say is that we need to get back in a time where somebody was basically trying to tell you, hey, you think you can do this, but you can't, so give it up and do something else. And basically you're like, no, I'm going to prove you wrong by achieving this dream because I know this is what I want to do in life and I'm going to achieve this dream regardless of what it is that you say. And then you end up proving them wrong. By achieving that dream, you're going up against naysayers that tell you, no, you can't do it. My friend, that's called the American dream. Okay? That happens even now. For him to say, we need to go back to a time where people were telling you no, bro, that happens even now. What are you talking about? Let me tell you something, right? And I'm going to speak from my experience as an actor. I have been rejected so many times when it comes down to applying for a project as well as applying to an agency of some kind. For those of you that don't know anything about the entertainment industry, I'll tell you this right now. It is difficult, very difficult for you to get on top, especially when you don't know anybody or you're starting off. Right? It's extremely difficult. You really need to sharpen your skills as an actor in order for you to get to where you want to go. You know, it could be with anything. It could be with writing, it could be with directing, even producing if you wanted to, right? People who make it up there really easily, it could be a various amount of reasons, right? It could even be maybe because you know someone or maybe because of the fact that you just got lucky and you hit this really big role in this major thing, you know? Or maybe you got an agent that saw you in something and then boom, now you got connections, right? Like, it could be anything, right? I've been told no so many times and I'm still going forward because that's just how it is in this industry. You got to keep it going, you know? You're going to get told no a lot to finally get some yeses. So for him to be talking about this analogy, I personally don't understand what the hell that has to do with what he just said. It's like he tried to change the subject. I'll tell you this also first. When it comes down to acting, 98% of actors are always out of work. 98%. Let that sink in for a minute. That's a fat ass number. A small percentage succeeds in this business. Very small. I was told this years ago and I never forgot that. I never forgot. Even now as I'm talking about it, I will never forget it. Because that is such an important fact. Because that shows how hard it is out there for you to do what you want to do as an actor. You know how many times I've been told no into doing something and I'm still doing it? You know how many times people have told me, well, maybe YouTube isn't for you because, you know, you haven't grown. Bitch, it's because I haven't been consistent. That's why. And I'm still doing it. I've been doing YouTube longer than anybody. You know what I mean? And I'm still doing it. No one's gonna tell me I can't do this and I can't do that when I have a spark to do it. That's just common sense. That can honestly be with anything. When it comes down to this though, right? I will definitely say I am exhausted when it comes down to people talking so much shit about America, especially when they live in America. That is so fucking stupid. I'm telling you right now, it's exhausting to hear. And it's so one-sided too when you think about it. If it's a Republican in charge, oh man, this country is just gone. But if it's a Democrat, oh well, this country's just trash. It's like, you can't win regardless. You know how many times I've heard people talk about what Anthony Mackie is saying about America when Biden was in charge? It's the same thing. Like, there's no satisfying you. It's like that regardless, and it's tiring. I'm so sick and tired of people talking so much smack about this great country, and it's just frustrating, because it's like, well, if you have such an issue, then why are you here? And honestly, it's just so exhausting. And what's even more insulting is that this is a person who is privileged. Look at the position he's in. He's a celebrity. He's living the American dream. And he's right here like, oh, Captain America doesn't really represent America. I'm like, well, then why are you where you're at then? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't understand that. So it's really tiring to hear celebrities talk like this. That's why nowadays a lot of people don't take what celebrities say very seriously. I mean, not even a day or two ago as I'm making this video, Selena Gomez came out with a video of her crying about some nonsense, and people were making fun of her. Even now, they're still making fun of her. That's an example in itself right there, why people don't take what celebrities say very seriously, because they love to run their mouth, and then the moment they run it, then they get backlash, and then they're right here getting defensive and acting like, oh, like, well, I don't know what I did. Let me clarify. Oh yeah, and then there you go. Anthony Mackie, because of all this backlash, right, he ended up making a statement. This, what I believe, was on Instagram. He had to respond to it because you could tell when he said that Marvel was like, oh shit. So he basically went ahead and he said, let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is an honor of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to. Well, he's not wrong here. All this is very good, really, but it would have been nice if you started off with this. You know, it would have been nice if you said this first instead of what you said previously. You see what I mean? So again, now you contradicted yourself. You said something and you backtracked it. This is Rachel Ziegler all over again. You know what I mean? And what's even worse, you make a comment like this in the middle of promoting a film. Why is it that top actors always have this really bad habit of trying to say something like that in the middle of promoting a project? When you're not in the middle of doing anything, hey, that's on you, right? But if you're in the middle of promoting something that you want to succeed, why are you giving a comment like this? That's the worst thing you could possibly do. That is so stupid. Especially when the film's like, at the time as I'm making this video, 2 weeks away. Why would you say something like that? So you know Marvel was like,
hey man, you know, I'm telling you right now, you better clarify this, because you really just, oh man, Anthony, you messed up big time on promoting this video.
I guarantee you now, this film is not going to do as well as it possibly could have, only because of the fact that now, as I'm literally going through things, they are officially trying to boycott this movie. I don't even want to see this film now just because of what Anthony Mackie says. I'm like, well, even if I see you as Captain America, you don't really believe it. You're only saying what you're saying because you got a lot of backlash. So it's like, if that's how you feel, why would I take your character seriously now at this point? Honestly, it's a fair thing to say. My thoughts on this, though, I will be honest in saying, I personally feel like actors need to be very careful. Celebrities in general need to be very careful when they're saying something, right? If you're gonna say something, my biggest recommendation would be keep politics out of your mouth. Trust me, it never ends well. I can guarantee you through experience, if you saw my last podcast, even though I wasn't trying to mention anything, okay, it still got out of hand, alright? So regardless of that, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Verse. Leave politics alone. Politics is such a sensitive topic. People are too damn sensitive nowadays. People do not have thick skin as they used to anymore. Trust me, people get offended over the smallest shit. It's tiring. It's a very, very tiring subject to deal with, as well as it is to talk about. So that's what I'm telling you, Verse. When it comes down to entertainment, stop bringing politics into it, because entertainment's supposed to be escapism. That's why we watch films, because we want to escape from our real world problems. When you bring in something like politics into our escapism, it's not really escapism anymore. It's basically another reminder, just in an entertainment form. What the fuck? I don't want to watch a film for that. So that's what I'm saying, Verse. I feel like certain celebrities really shouldn't be speaking at times. I saw one interview, this was with Elvis Presley, where he gave a statement talking about how he felt like about commenting on certain things.
What is your opinion of war protesters? And would you today refuse to be drafted?
Honey, I just tend to keep my own personal views about that to myself because I'm just an entertainer, and I'd rather not say.
Do you think other entertainers should also keep their views to themselves?
No.
The fact that he said that, you know what, I could easily give you my perspective, but nobody really wants to hear me on that. I'm just here to entertain. That was the smartest thing I've ever heard from any celebrity. Elvis Presley, ladies and gentlemen. This was years ago, okay? And now, when it comes off to the actor of Anthony Mackie, I want to make this very clear before I end the video. Do I hate Anthony Mackie after this? Absolutely not. No, I personally think Anthony Mackie is a really smart guy. I think he's a very likable person. He's a great actor, by the way. I love a lot of films that he's been in. I don't have a different perspective on him. I would just say that I just think, Anthony, you fucked up. This is really a really stupid statement you said right now, and you honestly damaged the film. So that's on you, man. Other than that, I really have no personal problem with him. I think, again, I like what it is that he does. You know, that's awesome. I would definitely say, though, this is pretty much like a stupid thing that came, and hopefully after some time when he doesn't really say anything like this anymore, it'll pass. Honestly, it'll pass. It's just one of those things that an actor will say here and there that's just stupid, you know? It's not like Rachel Ziegler level bad where, you know, like she went really over the top and you're just like, oh my gosh, and now you want to watch this film to hate watch this film. It's not really that. But it also brings the discussion of, hey, when you're in a certain position, you really shouldn't be saying anything because it comes off very annoying. It's annoying when you hear someone who's very privileged and has a lot of money talk about how, oh yeah, like the way out this country is, and I'm like, I'm sorry, aren't you rich? Don't you have money? What are you talking about? I should be saying that I'm broke. What the fuck are you talking about? You got all this money and you're complaining? Are you serious? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't really be saying stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, be very careful and courteous to the things you say out there. As actors, I'm actually doing my best to not really talk about drama as much anymore, as well as getting into drama. I feel like I can give my opinion on certain things, but I feel like I'm trying to get to a point now in my life where I only give an opinion if I absolutely have to, or maybe there's something false going on out there, then I have to clarify that. That's what I'll do in the future once I start, you know, getting more up there as an actor. But right now, just because I'm very small, not a lot of people know me, I'm not really anything like that, that's why I'm out here doing what I do. And it's YouTube, you know, I grew up with social media and being out there a little bit, so the only time I really give my opinion on anything out there is really on X. If anything, verse, I actually was so upset about this, I even made a tweet about this, not to Anthony Mackie, because I don't think he really has a Twitter to my knowledge, but this is basically what I said. Does anyone remember a time when actors who played certain roles would talk about how much it was an honor to portray? Nowadays, certain people think they can play roles but criticize what the character stands for. Then I put, if that's really what you think, then why even play the character? It's sad how we have actors who only play roles for fame and money, but don't appreciate the opportunity that's given to them. Facepalm. I've been told many times that that I look like I could play the character of Nightwing. For those of you who don't know, this is the name of a DC comic book character. Imagine me playing the role and I end up criticizing the character, saying he doesn't represent this and that, and I ended with, who cares? Honestly, who cares? Like, no one's gonna care about what I have to say and how this character represents. It's just more of, hey, is this character gonna get involved in a team up? Is he gonna meet the Titans? Is he gonna do this and that? That's what fans want to hear about, not what you think about your politics. Nobody cares about that nonsense, alright? So, with that said though, verse, let me know what you guys think about this, about celebrities giving comments on certain things. You know, did Anthony Mackie go too far? Are you guys mad at him? You think this will pass? I personally think this will pass. It's not the biggest thing he said. If anything, I'll even say this. Anthony Mackie has actually said some things in the past that I actually agree with. I remember this one interview where he was talking about ticket prices.
I take my kids to the movies to see Avengers. It's $150. I'm like, I don't even want to see myself that much. You know, whereas I have a great sound system in my house with a great TV. I have my own popcorn maker. I got my own cabinet with my in it, you know what I'm saying? So I can sit here for $8 and watch this movie just like I'm in a movie theater, pause it, freshen my, and come right back to it. So why go to the movies?
When he said that, I was like, damn, when your own actor literally says, yeah, I'm not going to pay that much to even see myself in a movie. You know, I'm just like, yeah, like that should tell you something. So that's what I'm saying. I like Anthony Mackie as a person as well as an actor. So, you know, this will come and go, but I would just say this was just very stupid what he said. So, you know, just learn from it and just don't do that again. I mean, please don't do this. So with that said though, verse, thank you very much for watching my video. If you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification for more content as always. Look forward to the next video, verse. And yeah, hopefully, you know, this is an example to a lot of people on what not to do when promoting something, you know what I mean? But yeah, verse, with that said, have an awesome day. Later, verse.